Tiny reviewer. Make clay charms from the brand of Klutz. So it's not a product that I bought. I got this as a present for Christmas, a bit of an early Christmas present. So I'm gonna be making one clay charm. So these are the directions and oopsie, sorry guys. A hamburger with all these directions. But first let's open the box where the clay and all the other tools are. There is a small box where all the clays and those things are. So this is the drawing place, which I'm not going to be doing it. This is the, oh yeah, they're all taped together, right? I know that. So this is a glaze that you can put on to make your charms a bit sparkly. So all the other items are all related to the clay charms. A clay shaping tool that you use to flatten down the clay, cut it, and make holes like in the donut clay. So that's a tool. These are some charms and the charm bracelet if you're going to make multiple clay charms and put them together to make a small bracelet. And this is the main thing, which is actually the clay. So much tape. Also press it through the back like that. And all I have to do is just, I have to just take it off. There you go, now the box is out of the way. Now I'm going to be first taking off the clays. There's only a few colors. Instead of red, they're giving you pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, white, purple, brown, and bronze, like for the hamburger thing. So that's the clay. And now I'm going to start making the charm. So I'm going to be making the hamburger. So this is a shape guide, which means you take the amount of clay that you need and you measure it to make sure it's the right amount, because the picture shows how much you need. Exactly how much. So all the clay is in the line. So these might be stick together, but actually you can just take them apart like that. So they're all in packages. You take off the packages. So first I'm gonna take out, take apart all these. This is also taken apart. There you go. So now all the clays are taken apart, and I need bronze for the bun, green for the lettuce, the pinkish one for the tomatoes instead of red, brown for the burger part, and yellow for the cheese part. So these I don't need right now. I'll move that aside. And now I'm gonna start measuring how much I need of what clay. So I'm gonna first need to take this package off because they're all in a package that's wrapped in somewhere. So like that, you take that thing off. So I'm gonna first take the bun off so I can roll. So we're gonna need to roll it in a kind of a ball shape. So obviously it just came out of the package, so it's kind of hard. So that's when you kind of roll it around in your hands for a bit, like Play-Doh. But obviously I'm not using Play-Doh. I'm using the Klutz clay. It's a bit sticky, but not like slime. So I'm gonna take this aside and see if this is the amount I'm gonna probably needed. I'm gonna see if it's a bit big. Pinch off a bit of clay. Let's see if this one's enough. There you go. So it is about right. So this is okay. Now this one is need to be the smaller one because that's the bottom of the bun. So I'm going to be making sure it's the right size. Perfect. So which means the bronze clay is all done for right now. So now we need the lettuce, which is the second part. I need to find, so the green clay is here. I'm going to roll out a bit of clay. So the heat from your hands will warm up the clay that is just out of the package. So kind of roll it around like this and just keep on rolling. So I'm gonna take about this much. Perfect. So that's also it. So the green is also done. right now, really. So I'm gonna there we go. Now the pink, which is for the tomato, since you don't have a red clay. I gotta find the opening since I need to open the package in order to get to the clay. So now I'm gonna take, so we only need small amounts of the pink clay. Because is the tomato a main part of the hamburger? Well, yeah, they're delicious in the hamburger, but obviously it's not the main course that's inside the hamburger. So this one's a bit big. That's still a bit big. That's just right. Now for the burger, which means the pink one is all done for now. Now we need to take off the package because the brown, there we go. Static, static, static. There you go. Now the burger, which is the meat part. You can make just your own style, like for example, a tree. If you want to make a sculpture of it or a charm of a tree, it's not in this book really. I looked through it and there's nothing in the book that says a tree or nature parts. So if you want to make a tree, then do it, because brown and green or brown and orange, or you can even make your own colors, such as red. Well, maybe I don't know how to make red really. So that is perfect. Now all we need is the yellow part, which becomes the cheese. If you don't eat cheese with your hamburger, then don't add it, because if you want to make it your own style, then if you don't eat cheese, then you don't need it. It's a bit hard. So I'm gonna roll it between my hands a bit, so it becomes soft enough for me to construct. It's still a bit big. Make sure all the clays are soft enough to construct before you start your project. About that much is okay. Now, I'm going to move this direction in the sense that I'm not going to construct on top of my directions. So first, it says flatten both pieces of the bun just a little bit. The thinner one will be the bottom bun. So I'm going to take the bigger one, since it looks like a dome, so I'm going to use a flattening tool, this one. I'm going to flatten it down a bit. There you go. It's not going to come out like the picture, because in the picture they really made it so they could put it on the website so people could see how it's going to turn out. So that's the top one, and this one's going to be thinner because, well, it says the thinner one will be, the flatter one will be the bottom bun. So there we go. So both buns are complete. Now I need to make the lettuce, which is the green. So it says to flatten the lettuce into a thin pancake. So is this a thin pancake? Looks like to me. Then tear off the edges so the lettuce looks rough and leafy. So I'm going to use the cutting tool to kind of make it into a rough lettuce, which obviously I'm not good at. I'm more better at drawing that than making it. Doesn't have to be perfect. That doesn't go there. So I'm going to take the bits off the flattening tool. So obviously it's not turning out as I planned, but since this is just a demonstration, I'm gonna just turn it into like this and flatten it out. And you can also shape it with your hands if you like that. There you go. So I'm gonna construct it quickly. So it says the bottom bun is gonna be below the lettuce. So I'm gonna put it there. Bless me. Thank you. Before I sneeze on that a bit. So obviously these are the teared out parts, so I'm gonna not need that. Now it says flatten the tomatoes. So I'm gonna use this with my hands. So that's And in the picture, it says the tomatoes go on top of the lettuce. Sorry, I couldn't show it to you quickly. So go like that. There you go. And after that, we need to make the patty. It says to flatten it into a thick pancake. I'm gonna use my tool a little bit. And using the pointed edge of the tool, it says to make a dent all around the patty, and that goes on top of the tomato. So I'm gonna first make it a bit thinner. So isn't it looking like a burger so far, guys? There you go. So now it's time for the cheese. So the cheese is yellow, so it says to flatten it into a thin pancake. And it says to cut it into a square with a knife. So it says cut here, cut here, cut here, and cut here. There you go. So now it turned out to be a rectangle more, so I'm going to flatten it out with my hands. And I'm going to put that on top of the patty because it says so. I'm going to flatten it down a bit so it's flat. And then for the part where the thicker patty goes on top. Yeah, so first let me just shape it out a bit. So that was my charm. So to bake it, my mom is gonna come out and she's gonna bake it in an oven for 20 minutes in a 250 degrees Fahrenheit oven. So Mommy, you can come out and bake my first charm. So these are the charms that I'm gonna bake. I made a hamburger, a pea, well, peas in a pod, a chick, because since I can't add faces until they're all baked, it's a faceless chick, a donut, a pear, and some s'mores. So I'm gonna be baking my charms in a 250 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 20 minutes. So now it's all cooled down. I can touch with my hands. They're all hard now because, see? So I'm gonna start making faces with my fine point Sharpie permanent marker. So I'm gonna start with the easiest ones, like the hamburger itself. I don't know where to put the face on the hamburger though, that's the problem. So I'm just gonna try, I'll see after I try to make a face though. So I managed to try to put a small face on the patty. So if you can't see it, it's kind of small. That's done. Now for the peas, I'm gonna put 2 faces on one pea. So I'm saying I'm gonna put a face on each pea. Cute little peas in the pot. Now for the donuts, I'm gonna put it in the same way on the batter of the donut. Now for my chick, which I think really needs a face. There you go. Isn't that cute? So now I'm gonna start with a pear, which got a small crack, but it's okay. I hope it doesn't break. That's all I'm wondering about. It looks like the crack is nowhere to be seen, so that's good. So I made an open mouth like that. And time for the s'mores, I'm gonna put that on the marshmallow. I managed to put a small smile, which turned out to be a straight line, but that's okay. It's mine, so that's it. These are all my charms that sorry if you can't see the face with that, there you go. So these are all the 6 charms that I made today for right now. If I make more, I might send you guys photos on what I else made. I also made some clay to just play with. And that's it for right now. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you'll make these charms too. Stop rolling away, you Mr. Donut. And also, if you want, you can add these charm loops into before you start baking, which I didn't do it. There's a charm bracelet where you can start adding jump loops and connecting them to bracelets if you want to put them around your wrist. Oh, forgot one more thing. Press the like button and press the subscribe button. Bye!